So, ayun po, no? What's up sa inyo mga buhay? This is your host, KD Laurente, with my partner, Kendrick Denzel. And this is Staying Alive Podcast.
So, hello everyone. We are here to give you little bits of life and learn why life is worth living. So, ilang beses namin talaga pinag-practicean yung intro na yon. Tapos si KD, pinaghandaan talaga yung intro na yon. And here, tonight, kasi gabi ngayon, so wherever you are listening, whichever country, whichever galaxy are you listening, hello. Welcome back to the fourth episode of the Staying Alive podcast. So we are here joined by our professional high school teacher. Kasi siya yung pinakaunang professional sa namin, sa podcast namin. And it's very thematic, lalo na ngayong panahon ng online learning. Kaya we are very eager to have him here as our guest. Here we have Mr. Brian Peralta. Can you say hello to our fellow viewers and listeners, sir?
So I would like to greet to all avid listeners of this podcast. I'm extending and also expecting that you will gain relevant insights from my experiences as an educator.
Yeah, we are also excited na may matutunan kami dito ngayon, sir, no? KD, no?
Lalo po mga estudyante pa po kami.
Yes po.
Okay. So I'm looking forward about it.
Kasi sir, alam ko si KD, si KD just started his school this week lang.
So good to hear about.
No, KD, tama?
Tama naman. Nagsimula naman. Pero ngayon, until na, orientation pa rin. Orientation ng mga subjects. So.
So, ayun sir, can we start by introducing yourself para makilala listeners natin?
Okay, so I'm Brian Peralta. So I'm an educator for 11 years. I finished a degree of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in mathematics, minor in social studies. So I came from Southern Leyte, so it's part of Region 8. I served there for 2 years as an educator, and then I transferred here in Metro Manila, specifically in Valenzuela. I served for 9 years now. So with that, that's 11 years.
Tagal din, no? 11 years. 11 years, KD. May kakilala ka bang 11 years na
Nagtuturo? Meron naman. Mga teacher ko sa former high school days ko.
Okay. So, sir, bakit, why did you choose teaching as your profession, sir?
Okay, honestly, this is not my first choice. So, since my inclination is logical, numbers, so my dream profession is to become an engineer. But I was surrounded by my relatives. I came from a clan of teachers, so the influence is much greater compared to what I preferred on. But since I took up mathematics, so little by little, I enjoyed teaching with students, most especially in high school.
Alam to ni KD sir na gusto ko talaga maging engineer dati. Actually, di natin napag-usapan yun sa meeting natin before na maging engineer. Alam ni KD to na gusto ko maging engineer pero nadismaya ako kasi ang daming math.
Same rin.
Well, mahilig naman ako sa math pero the math engineering, I think it's more advanced. Tama ba, sir?
Yes, yeah.
So ayun, sir.
Nung una naman, sir, hindi naman kayo nahihirapan sa profession nyo kasi puro mathematics, numbers, yun.
Okay. So, since teaching is, actually, I finished high school. I'm not that very conversational, but I can express myself better in writing. So, I can wrote poems. I'm a wide reader, actually. So, teaching is not challenging on my part. So what I diverted with my shyness, how to express myself, is to improve my communication skills, because when it comes to examination, I can ace that. But when it comes to communication, I'm not that comfortable. Since I took up education, of course, we cannot deliver instruction by just simply with written instructions, right? But most of all, communication, verbal communication is very essential.
Tama, sir. Lalo na po teacher kayo.
Yes. Most especially nowadays. So since the platform is not just modular but also online distance learning.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So, nandito po talaga tayo ngayon para mag-discuss ng konting issues ngayon, lalo na sa education. Either
Yes, very timely and relevant.
yon, yung relevance ng mga, yung ibang issues ngayon sa education. So,
Yes.
sir, kasi naging trending ang academic fees few months because of students na nagrereklamo tungkol sa
Yes, posting online,
nagrereklamo
yeah,
tungkol sa schoolworks or
modules.
want to continue school because
Mhm.
magiging hassle siya lalo na hindi lahat may fast internet connection or
Yes.
na sinasabi nila. So, sir, anong may opinions ba kayo tungkol doon?
With regards to education, so it's a case-to-case basis. So I will consider not just two sides of the story, but entirely. So the institutions involved, the persons who will be affected, of course, the learners, the parents, the teachers, how the educational system will move further in spite of these very challenging times, as well as its effect. Uh, we are, as an educator, the learners, of course, the Department of Education, we are riding on the same boat, right? So the big question there is how far we can go. Can we reach for the best destination riding with one boat? So that's the big question. Parang there's a big ocean, there's an available boat, but there is something missing behind it or within. So it's a big puzzle to be solved as far as the Department of Education is greatly involved to this. No matter how expert, how dedicated the teachers are, how willing to adapt and learn as far as the students are there for us, and of course, how cooperative the parents or guardians will be. So the resources would be the first major factor that hinders the progress. So what I greatly emphasize the word progress, because as the Department of Secretary Briones mentioned, she declared that the first day was successful, right? But if we're going to assess as a whole, even just a single student can can we imagine and can we still celebrate if there's still not just one Filipino student? How about if it takes a million or a half of a million that they were not able to pursue education nowadays? So we all know that education is a right, the right to education, right? It is stated in the Saligang Batas, right, of our constitution, that all Filipinos should enjoy the right to education, regardless of who you are, whatever the socioeconomic status you have, regardless of your gender. So I am just after with the accessibility and how long this would impact to each learners, because we teachers, we are here, we are the teachers are the frontliners when it comes to education. So the students, they will just receive, right? So since I'm a teacher from a private sector, um the problems is not as complicated as to the problems that the teachers from public sectors as well as students and parents from the public sectors are still continuously experiencing nowadays. So of course, in the private sectors, there's still problems, but it's quite minimal compared to them. So I feel their difficulties and struggles. Why? I'm a very proud product of a public school, but luckily I'm serving the private school. For as long as I'm serving the Filipino community, I'm happy.
Yun. Actually,
Yes.
that's a good thing to hear, lalo na from a teacher. Kasi we've always we've always go through Facebook posts sharing their experiences with yung kumbaga socio-economic status ng tao kasi yun talaga yung magiging unang hindrance.
Yes, that's the big determining factor.
Opo, yung katayuan nyo po sa buhay. Yun yung
Yeah.
pinakaunang factor na pwede mag-affect sa pag-aaral. Kaya parang maraming nagsasabi na dapat itigil yung academic freeze, lahat-lahat. So it's fresh to hear news perspective, lalo na sa teacher kasi marami na kaming natanggap from students, di ba, KD?
Marami.
Lalo na part ng student council si KD sa eskwelahan niya ngayon, sir.
So actually, I'm an advisor of a student council in our school.
Oh.
Yes. Since I'm handling all social studies in the junior high school department, from grade 7 to grade 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so next we have online learning, sir. So,
Okay.
Actually swerte nga kami ni KD sa respective schools namin na kami, sir. Lalo na
Yes.
medyo mahirap. To be honest, medyo mahirap kasi dahil nga online ng education, pwedeng may mga technical difficulties, mawalan ng internet or completely na mawalan ka sana ng internet. Sana di po mangyari yun, di ba?
Yes.
Minsan nasasaktuhan na expired ng load. Minsan
if prepaid, not postpaid. So yeah.
Lalo na po ngayon, pandemic, minsan yung ibang lugar po is hotspot. Minsan restricted po silang lumabas, kaya ibang tindahan.
They cannot.
Ayun rin po yung mga iba't ibang struggles na na-encounter ko po sa ibang tao po eh.
Yes. That's very rampant nowadays.
So, pagdating dito sa online education, humingi kami ng mga tanong sa mga fellow kakilala namin na nag-aaral ng education and nasa field na po ngayon.
Okay, so that sounds interesting.
Opo, kasi hindi po kami handa para sa mga ganitong tanungan kasi kami yung gumawa as students lang talaga. 'Di ba, sir?
Don't use the word lang because we are all equal.
Ayun, sir.
Regardless.
Yes, sir. So, humingi na rin kami sa mga kakilala namin nag-aaral ng education para mas alam nila ang magiging sagot na galing sa mismong professional na po. So, eto, may question kami na galing sa kakilala namin sa BNU studying.
Okay. I hope I can manage to answer it.
Kaya mo yan, sir? Ikaw pa ba? You've
okay.
10 years. Sisiyo lang sa'yo to, sir.
Okay, so I hope it's not calculus.
Even me, sir.
Sinumpa na namin, sir.
Okay, let's go.
So, ito po. As a teacher who utilizes technology to teach during this time of pandemic, how do you think your experiences in technology utilization affect your teaching effectiveness?
Okay, so Thank you sa question na yan. So, it's quite challenging. Actually, um, I'm not that techie type of teachers, but I'm not that old-fashioned. So I'm just in the mid. So I could say that I'm not well versed when it comes to technology, but I'm very much open to adapt to the changes that we are experiencing nowadays. So, fortunately, in our school, since I'm teaching in a private school, we've been preparing. So for 4 months, for seminar online, enrolling free online classes to hone our skills, to refresh, and also to keep updated and oriented when it comes to different apps. That's very useful in an online platform of delivering instruction. And also, since we have a publishing right, so our school, we're using Google Classroom and of course, a learning management system. So of course, we can customize resources. There are free to use resources, but of course, as teachers, we want to make it uh, a trademark of our school. So parang what makes us distinct compared to other schools in the entire Philippines. So since our school is existing for um, 35 years already, so it's established and stable. So with that, um, we're very thankful that the administration is um, giving us and supporting us how to uh, improve further our skills as far as technology is concerned. Because um, the chalkboard, the whiteboard marker is no longer um, applicable nowadays, right? So of course, laptop, even cellular phones is not advisable for teachers. Laptop, desktop is highly recommended. So um, the kind or type of technology, of course, it triggers. And of course, the internet connection. So napilitan si Sir na mag-postpaid kasi hindi. Ako sanay naman kasi ako nang maglo-load. So um, before the pandemic, I used to have the prepaid. But during the pandemic and until nowadays, prepaid for me is just backup. So just in case the postpaid is not functioning well or it's not working, so of course at least I have an alternative from other network internet service provider. So the creativity, being innovative is also measured. So nowadays, of course, you have established to your students since I'm serving the school for 8 years now. So I have established myself as far as um, how I communicate with my students and of course with my co-teachers. So um, what challenged me the most is my capacity to use technology or how acquainted I am. Is it enough? Am I competent enough? Because kahit yung mga topics sa social studies or even mathematics, hindi natin kayang baguhin yan because it's nandiyan na yan. It's there. Of course, we can add.
Apo.
But when it comes to expertise, of course, there is always room for improvement. That is why I feel the hardships, especially for those um, who've been teaching for 30 years and above, because they are not used to the projector, the laptop. Of course, they are very into the traditional mode, right? So compared to the public sector, they're using, of course, they have varieties, right? Modular, some are using, especially for the science high schools, they're using online platform. So Some are studying with the use of information taken from TV stations or radio stations. Of course, we have a lot of ways and means to cater the needs of every Filipino students.
Yun, sir. That was a good insight from a teacher pagdating sa um, using technology for education. And
Mm-mm. Because because the teens before the students, they will just appreciate the technology by gaming, listening to music, watching movies. So that was before, but nowadays it's a different scenario. It's not just that you exist your life within the games, within music, but also now the students can see the reality, see the demand, how they can compensate the need for education to pursue learning further. So I hope the Filipino students will value the availability of resources, especially for those privileged ones. Because not all Filipino students, Filipino families are stable when it comes to socioeconomic status. So um, I hope those who are privileged enough, they will maximize and utilize the resources properly. And for those the not so privileged, I will just use the term that in that way. So I hope the government or for those can afford or for those who are willing to extend the resources voluntarily, I hope they can extend. Kung mayaman lang ako, of course, I will not hesitate, I will not be hesitant rather to extend help. Mm.
tama, sir, tama. Actually,
Nakikinig po tayo, sir.
dito talaga magkakalabanan ang kung yung teaching status niyo po ngayon kasi iba kasi yung passion ng pagtuturo di ba, sir?
Oh, yes. There are excellent teachers because they're expert when it comes to the content, to the lesson, to the subject matter. But there are other teachers who are dedicated but not that expert. And there are teachers that are in between of the two first mentioned. So um, it's hard how I can classify myself. But nowadays, I'm still learning. So I'm still discovering different apps to make my delivery of the lesson more interesting and catchy and motivating to the students. Kasi if you will just send worksheets, you're going to answer this, it's still black and white, right?
Yes, sir.
But if you're going to provide a very, what's this? For example, in Canva, are you familiar with Canva?
Opo.
So if you can use that instead of the usual PowerPoint format, so the teachers will find ways and means how to divert the attention of the students. So they are into gaming, right? Why not use gaming and then you can put in the lessons within that game. So just this morning or just yesterday, I discovered one site, a quiz site. So it's very rich when it comes to resources, and of course, the teachers also that will maximize and use that or avail that can customize his or her own resources. So na-appreciate ko siya kasi syempre ako trinay ko on my own at hand. Ako nga tawang-tawa ako kasi may mga background music, the images were very colorful. So it's very catchy kasi yung mga bata ngayon, they are very visual and of course, they're into music.
Oh, tama, sir. Tama po. Alam mo ang galing nung yung meeting natin, sir, before this podcast mga 2 weeks ago. KD,
Yeah.
pre, pakinggan mo to. I remember na usapan namin ni Sir Brian.
Yes.
'Di ba gumagawa tayo ng podcast ngayon, KD? Pwede raw gamitin ang podcast para mag-distribute ng learning material sa mga students.
Yes,
Magandang
exactly.
advantage yun. For me, narinig ko yan. Magandang advantage.
Nung nalaman,
Yes.
nung nalaman namin ni Ramon,
Nagulat sila.
na-overwhelm talaga kami kasi
Yes.
actually pwede naman, pero di lang pumasok sa isip.
Parang you're not expecting that it's possible.
Opo.
But it's very possible. It's very applicable and practically can be used nowadays. Why, 'di ba? Since ngayon lang siya ngayon lang natin siya ngayon ko lang siya mapagsabihan since you introduced a while ago. And of course to our listeners and watchers. Since in our learning management system, actually I still don't have the podcast account, or I'm still discovering, learning, and still listening to other podcasters that's available resources online. So I read this podcast word in the topmost of our learning management system. For example, there's a quiz, there's an assignment there's a forum, there's an oral assessment, and there sa dulo nakalagay podcast. What's that? So I'm very curious, so I just researched. So parang talk show, madali lang yan kasi sa daldal ko pa naman, di ba? But 'di ba? Pero sabi ko, ano namang sasabihin ko? Of course, the content will matter. How will the listeners patronize the content, 'di ba? Is it interesting? Is it useful, 'di ba? So, is it beneficial rather? So, parang naisip ko, even my students can be podcaster in the future. But at first, I should be leading, and I should be the role model for them. So maybe very soon in the second quarter, I can deliver lessons through podcast. So it's a very good platform.
Actually, pwede ka pa ata maging inspiration na mag-start sila ng podcast.
Opo.
Hopefully, looking forward.
So, may second question na follow-up tungkol dyan. How do you think, wait lang, parang ano ba to? How do you think technology is? Oh, yun. So, with regards to the first question kanina, so, how do you think technology utilization is effective towards learners? Kasi depende sa pagtanggap yan di ba, sir?
Yes, it's the recipient. So, the effectiveness. So, dadagdagan ko yun yung efficiency. Efficiency is it contain the method, the strategy, the approaches. The effectiveness is how the recipient will respond. Is it helping the readiness? Is it helping their analytical, problem solving, being critical thinkers? Because nowadays, being critical thinkers, being a problem solver, being a wise decision maker, these are very important qualities. So it's not just important that you can speak Filipino well, you can write well, you can dance well, you can sing well. It's not anymore. But in this contemporary period or contemporary times, being innovative, being creative, being adapt. As I mentioned last time, 2 weeks ago, Mayor Vicos, diba? He posted on the online that we need adaptability. How we respond. It's not the pandemic that will adjust to us, right? It's us that will adapt. Because the pandemic is affecting us, we are not affecting the pandemic, but we are directly affected. And of course, the entire aspects of our life. The only choice is to face the reality, accept. Let's find ways and means how to live life. Because nowadays, I will not consider new normal, but I will consider the better normal. The better normal. It's not new anymore because we've been experiencing for 8 months already. So I hope I'm correct. So 8 months already. So 8 to 9 months roughly. So with that, it's not a question to blame the government, to blame the Department of Education, but every single Filipino citizen has a responsibility. Why? How? Of course, if, 'di ba, if we stay home, we contribute to the frontliners. By staying home, 'di ba, being aware and being a good abiding citizen, that matters. That saves lives. Kasi hindi, 'di ba usually yung mga teenagers, they are very gusto ko nang lumabas, 'di ba? Sumikat nga si Kim Chiu, 'di ba, bawal lumabas. So, why in other because my students were asking, "Sir, anong ginawa ng Vietnam? Anong ginawa ng Thailand? Bakit 'di ba, nakakarampa na sila? Bakit nakakagala na sila? Parang bumalik na sila sa dati. Baka may vaccine na sila, sir, nagdadamot lang sila." So there are these are funny yet quite serious assumptions or hypotheses, sorry, that were raised by my students. So I was just thinking, oo nga no. So what comes to mind? Kasi ang mga Pilipino kapag sinabihang bawal, the more na lalabas. Pag sinabihang curfew 10, 12 ng hating gabi, nasa labas pa, 'di ba? So parang the law, the regulation, the ordinance is not created to have a chaotic environment or society. But the ordinance is created to regulate, to control, to manage. That is why as a teacher, so I'm very particular with my students. So did you go out of the town? Did you go outside? Make sure that if your parents arrive from work, you make sure that you sanitize everything before borrowing things. So as simple as that, a friendly reminder from an adult like me, that helps a lot. So regardless if the student, I don't know if how many students listen to me. Even one student, for example, out of 500 students, I reminded. So even a single soul, a single student abide with my reminders, that helps a lot. That contributes a lot. So yan yung hindi nakikita ng bawat isa. Yung malasakit. Kasi ang mga doctors, ako, 'di ba, parang nasasaktan ako pag may nababasa ako online kahit nasa private sector ako. As a teacher in general, naku, wala na namang ginagawa yung mga teacher, tumatanggap ng sahod, nagbabayad kami ng buwis, ano ba yan? Tapos yung mga doktor doon, namamatay na, nauubos na sila. Parang kinumpare. Pero kung ibato ko sa bawat Pilipino, remember, take note, the teachers are the engineers of all professions. So, parang nakalimutan nila yan. Actually, if I can talk to our president directly, 'di ba? Bakit yung mga sundalo at pulis ang lalaki ng mga sahod? Hindi ba niya naisip na lahat ng yan dumaan sa isang teacher na kagaya ko? Even nga ako, na teacher ako, dumaan din ako sa kapwa ko guro noon. 'Di ba? I hope we let's not complicate things, right? So parang what we are facing nowadays is a reflection of our decisions in the past.
Hello, we're back. Medyo nagka-problema lang kami sa Zoom, pero now we're back. So, sir, yung thought ng online education kanina, no, sir? So,
Yes.
itutuloy lang natin. So,
Okay.
eto, we have another question from our friend. Another friend from PNU.
Okay.
Si shout out lang namin, sir, si Micaela Reyes.
Okay.
Micaela Reyes, hello. Sana nanonood ka. Itatanong na namin yung tanong mo. Ito yung tanong niya, sir. So,
Okay.
motivation niyo po na magturo in online learning given na maraming challenges? Slow connectivity, lack of devices, and if the teacher have a little knowledge of technology use. So, medyo pwede po kayong magbigay ng insight, lalo ng sabay nyo pong pinag-aaralan yung learning ng paggamit ng technology for teaching.
So, for as long as first, for the teacher like me, since we are the frontliners of education, what we are going to do is to embrace the reality, the challenges, how we can equip ourselves not just with the content of the textbook, but also how we are going to use technological tools, as well as different applications when it comes to different softwares. Of course, we are very much open to, because we have professional qualities and personal qualities as a teacher. So every single teacher knows it all. So it's not just enough that you have the professional qualities, but also you have the personal qualities. So I will emphasize with the third one. So I hope I'm correct. So it's just okay, but I'm pretty much sure that it's one of the 5 professional qualities. So understanding the other branches of knowledge. So with that, other branches of knowledge. So you yourself, you are not just confined with your major. You are not just confined with the content of the textbook. But as days passed by, a teacher should never stop learning. Should always find ways and means to improve him or herself. So how because I believe, even if you declare yourself you're an excellent teacher, nobody is perfect. So with that, there is always room for improvement. So nowadays, um I'm availing free courses from Harvard, from University of the Philippines, and other publishing that offers free online courses. So since it's free, so why we should deprive ourselves of honing our skills, equipping ourselves? So parang natatawa lang ako sa sarili ko, kasi nung una ini-aim ko na isang araw kaya kong maka 20 certificates. Pero as days pass by or weeks pass by, parang napagod din ako, of course, 'di ba? Try to imagine 20 certificates in a day, walang tulugan, patayan. So, parang why should I kill my brain cells with those certificates? Instead, what I realized, so why not just one certificate for a day, and you've learned a lot. You've discovered a lot, di ba? And you can share this with your co-teachers, with your friends, for as long as they are willing to listen for the insights or subject matter that you're going to impart to them, and as well as to the students. So parang natatawa lang ako na share ko yan, kasi parang, di ba, the school administration is always reminding us, please don't waste your time. So if you have spare time, kasi dati hindi naman ako ganun ka yung ganun ka kalaking tao, so medyo may kaliitan ako kasi stressful sa work, of course, late na rin kumakain. And so parang para naman maiba, mag-zumba. So parang natatawa ako sa sarili ko. So parang kasi parang nag-aalaga ako ng rabbits, bumili ako ng mga halaman. So parang natatawa ka sa sarili mo nga. If you will just limit yourselves to the used to number 1 to 10 things, so you're not learning anymore. So it's a great call to everyone that even professionals should be always open and willing to learn. So parang naiisip ko na the professionals, we are not the Mr. and Miss Know-It-All. So we're not like that. So we are, as an educator, I am very much into open and new learning. So, lagi akong ganun. So, for example, I heard something from my students. So, I learn from them. It's not all the time that a teacher like me always the giver of the knowledge or the skills, but also we receive um, learning or insights from our beloved students. So even from you, I can learn. I can learn from you.
Sa
Mm.
more likely sa podcast na to, mas marami kami matututunan sa inyo, sir, kaysa kayo po ang may matututunan sa amin.
Regardless, I'm not after with the quantity, I'm after with the quality. So that's productivity.
Yes, sir.
Anyway.
Yes, sir. Very,
Mm.
very insightful. So, actually kahit kumuha ka man ng tatlong certificate, 10 certificate man yan sa inaaral mo, sir, anong natutunan mo? Di ba, sir?
Yes. Parang it's not on the paper that it's indicated your name there, but the question is uh how it affects you, how it help you, how it mold you, how it shape your personality, regardless if it's personal or professional aspect. So it could be both. So na-realize ko di na kailangan i-print yung mga certificates kasi para sa akin, what's inside here that can be shared to my colleagues, to my students, even to the parents. So for as long as they are willing to listen, I'm here to share. So that is why I'm commenting, 'di ba? Pag nagpo-post kayong dalawa. So parang lagi kong looking forward, I'm excited. I hope we can I'm very much willing to be a guest. Lagi akong ganoon pag napansin ko about education. So hindi po pwedeng parang magi-guilty ako if I will not speak up, if I will not voice out. Why? Kasi we are the most intelligent creature. So why not use our asset to educate and promote awareness. So, ganun lang naman.
Kaya nga, sir. Tama.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Knowledge is everything.
Ano yung KD?
Knowledge
Yes?
is everything.
Ano yung KD?
Knowledge is everything.
Tama.
Talaga.
Tama.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Totoo.
Iba at lamang ang may alam. Yun.
Tama. So, our next question is galing ulit kay Micaela Reyes. So, kung nanonood ka, sana manood ka.
Hello.
So, this is more sa mga nagpe-pursue ng education ngayon, sir.
Okay.
So, what
Para sa mga
advices
teachers po and pre-service teachers in question po na to.
Okay.
So, what advices can you give to teachers and pre-service teachers na possible magturo in an online learning environment?
Okay, so how can I encourage them? How can I motivate them and to apply and to welcome them in the arena of teaching? So I hope the fire will continuously and endlessly burning in the respective hearts. So for as long as the burning fire is still burning inside them, to impart knowledge, to share knowledge, of course. Kasi iba kasi yung you have the heart. You have the heart to serve, you have the heart to teach. Kasi hindi pwedeng alam mo lahat, nandito lang yun eh. Pero if you don't possess the sound heart, the kind heart, the willingness rather. Kasi ang willingness para sa akin hindi sa brain, but it's the heart. Of course, they are connected. Hindi po pwedeng mawala yung isa. So, parang yan? Parang isda at sausawan o ulam at sausawan para magutom yung mga watchers and listeners. So, parang partner lagi yan. Hindi po pwedeng puro IQ, hindi po pwedeng walang EQ. So these two are very essential for a certain person to be totally equipped. Kasi maraming mga matatalino, bakit hindi natanggap sa job interview? Maraming magaling magsalita pero umuwing luhaan sa job interview. Kasi may kulang, 'di ba? Character, 'di ba? Hindi ka pa pinaupo ng mag-i-interview sa iyo na una ka pang umupo sa kanya. So parang 'di ba yung mga sometimes kasi the most complicated things we know it already, but the basic or the fundamental ones we forgot. So, for example, magpaalam. 'Di ba? Yung mga kabataan ngayon, naku, mamaya na nga lang pag uwi ko sa bahay. Tsaka ka na nagpaalam after mo nang umalis. So, 'di ba? If you encounter untoward incident that what's this? That put your life in danger, 'di ba? We'll never know because ang dami ng masasamang tao sa lipunan, ang dami ng mga masamang impluwensya. That is why I'm very particular with valuing, regardless if it's math, if it's social studies, in all subjects. Values education is very essential. Valuing. So yun yung sa akin.
So, nasa na ba tayo? Sir, so tama ka
Yes.
na medyo natamaan nga ako dun sa sinabi niyo kanina na umuwi ka na dun ka lang nagpaalam. Tamang-tama ako dun eh.
Okay. So parang it's a what's this? Not just a reminder, but a serious practice that must be established to every single Filipino. Kasi kailan mo pa dapat matutunan at ma-applyan kapag ugod-ugod ka na, 'di ba? So as long as 'di ba? Hangga't maaga pa, why not, 'di ba? Parang pako 'yan, 'di ba? Pag kinakalawang na at bumaluktot 'yan, pag martilyuhin mo 'yan, 'di ba mapuputol siya, hindi siya tutuwid. Parang gano'n din po sa buhay ng isang tao. Hangga't as early as now, of course, what we are now will be part of the history and will greatly directly affect of who will become the type of person that we will be in the future. So I'm not saying that we can 100% predict what might happen in the future, but the rigid preparation nowadays, equipping ourselves, preparing, of course, that's an edge. Lamang yun,
Opo.
'di ba? Parang ano lang 'yan, basic na story rather, excuse me, ni what's this? Tipaklong at Langgam, 'di ba? Yung isa, happy-go-lucky, laro-laro lang. Tapos nung umulan, 'di ba? Yung isa nag-imbak o nung umulan, o 'di ba? Nilalamig siya, wala siyang source of food. So, parang ganun lang, 'di ba, sa pandemic. Kung ano yung na-enjoy natin na freedom, abuse of freedom before the pandemic, ang nangyari is wala tayong choice kundi araw-araw nating makikita, makakasama yung mga kamag-anak natin. Kasi before, 'di ba, usually Saturday, Sundays na lang. So para mas madalas pa yung mas greater pa yung time that we spend outside than inside our house with our loved ones, with our respective families. So ngayon, bawing-bawi yung mga hindi ako nakapagpahinga, lagi akong busy sa trabaho. Ngayon naman nasobrahan sa pahinga. So the value of time, the quality time of the time should be properly used. So hindi naman end of the world na nasa bahay lang tayo. There's still a lot of things to be done individually. And of course, it can contribute and give impact to the society as a whole.
So, yung passion talaga ng isang teacher, sir, ang mapapansin.
Yes, that's the best ingredient.
Makikita sa panahon ngayon ng online teaching, no? Lalo na darating na generation ng teachers sa pag-graduate ng new normal.
Yes.
So, ayun. Yun talaga eh. Kasi kapag wala kang passion, mahirap. Parang hindi natural yung lahat. Gets
Oh yes. Para kang pag sinabi ng director, lights, camera, action, kahit maganda or gwapo yung artista, may kulang talaga eh. Kasi hindi nga siya, yung heart and soul is not into that. 'Di ba? Pero kahit hindi ka ganun kakagandahan o kagwapuhan, if you love that work, you will be delivering effectively and efficiently. Parang may impact. It's not just the aesthetic value, what's outside, but what you can more on ang atake emotional eh. Kasi especially mga Filipinos, 'di ba? We are very emotional. So parang 'di ba mahilig tayo sa mga teleserye, mahilig tayo sa um what's this? Pakikisama, mahilig tayong makipagsimpatya kasi we are very emotional. Parang ang mga Filipino madaling maawa, of course madali ring mainis. Kaya nga mga Filipinos marami ring bashers kasi karamihan sa atin we react right away but not weighing, not considering the every side of the stories. Parang ang bilis nating mag-judge, ang bilis nating magbitaw ng salita. But in the end, babalik din naman sa atin, 'di ba? 'Di ba merong mga batas online, 'di ba? Bashing, demeaning someone, 'di ba? Babagsak talaga sa values talaga, values. Mm.
Values is what really makes a man talaga.
Mm.
So, regarding dun sa emotional na pagtanggap ng isang tao, sir. So, may tanong naman kami na medyo regarding on that. Kasi,
Yeah.
yung nagtanong,
Especially nowadays. Mm.
opo, yung nagtanong sa amin, sir, is gusto niya masagot mo, is si advisor ko sa organization namin dati, sa school ko.
Okay.
Organization ko dati sa school ko. Si Sir Kenneth Camir Mindao. So, sir,
Okay po.
sir, pag nakikinig ka, sana makinig kayo.
Okay,
Love you,
hello
Tay.
po.
Love you, Tay.
So, tatay kasi tatay ang tawag sa kanya. So, ayun, Tay, sana nakikinig ka. So, ito yung tanong niya, sir. So,
Yes.
as a teacher, how will you inspire students to take the subject seriously in the online classes? And how will they become responsible students in this kind of pandemic? So, sir, kasi 'di ba may mga teaching styles. Actually, nalaman ko lang din to sa mga kaibigan kong teacher kasi pinag-aaralan nila ang teaching theory, 'di ba, sir?
Yeah.
So, depende kasi rin tanggap ng estudyante kung ano yung kind of intelligence na meron sila, sir. Tama ba ako?
Yes, because we have different multiple intelligences by Howard Gardner, different learning modalities or different learning styles. So
Oh.
can I proceed?
Oh, yes.
Can I answer?
Yes.
So of course the teachers we are equipped with a different learning modalities of our students and of course the intelligence. That is why there should be varying differentiated instruction. So especially nowadays, so it's no longer effective that we'll just give them module or worksheets. So that is why podcast is a very good platform, a forum discussion, it is survey, oral assessment. So there are various resources or various applications that can be used. So it's no longer applicable that we are confined within the book context of the book, within the four corners of the classroom. But since we are in the virtual world, let's embrace and take this opportunity to make learning more challenging in such a way that the word difficult is not applicable, but the word productivity is the key. So parang salit na you will view teaching and learning nowadays, the teaching learning process as challenging. Instead, ang titingnan natin the brighter side, di ba? Kasi parang try to imagine, what if 2 years ihinto ang pag-aaral? Parang mas stagnant. Parang I'm not saying na it's 100% effective that we are pursuing education in our country nowadays, but maging stagnant even nga 2 months, 3 months, di ba? Di ba? Parang you find how to kill boredom, how to kill the time. Parang gusto mong may ma-achieve ka, may ma-comply ka, may mapasa ka. So parang ganun yung realization ko.
So, yun nga, sabi niyo sir na parang naghahanap kayo ng varying options
Yes.
para hindi lang one line yung
Hindi siya redundant and your teaching method is not predictable.
mm,
Parang, for example, this week, I have survey, I have forum. Next week, I have, what's this? An online game plus the podcast. And then the following week, we have a debate. Di ba? Parang, hindi siya yung, hala, podcast, Monday, podcast, Tuesday, podcast. Sasabihin na ng mga bata, ano sir, podcast na naman, podcast na naman. So parang, with that variety, parang may isip na, it's not just that you want them to appreciate you, but yung impact kasi parang, for example, me kasi, di ba, I'm a proud Bisaya. Of course, I have an accent and I have my own expression. So parang trademark na sa akin ng mga bata to influence them with my expression. Of course, it's not foul words, okay? So parang with that pa lang, yung expression na parang emulate from me, sabi ko, kung na-adapt nga nila yan, why not take that an opportunity to use that to inspire them and reinforce them in a positive way. So for example, actually yung sa math talaga, actually mas takot ang bata sa math kaysa sa akin. So parang since associated sa akin, parang nadadamay na rin, natatakot sila sa akin kasi hindi ako yung tipo ng teacher na palangiti. But I can make people smile with a serious face. So yun yung ano sa akin. Parang kaya ko magpatawa pero seryoso yung mukha. So parang yun yung parang trademark sa akin. Ano ba yun si Sir? Parang loading yung tawa. Tumatawa na sila pero ako patawa pa lang. Patapos yung tawa nila, ako magsisimula pa lang. Pero deep inside, I'm laughing. Okay. So parang, excuse. So parang ganun yung nangyayari. Parang, since ang teacher naman kasi actually yung pinaka-best na visual aid. Yung teacher yung best na instruction.
mm.
So if what's this? If you yourself is not interesting, you yourself is not moving to the interest or to the attention of the student, that's the time that you will say, I quit. If darating yung time na wala nang estudyanteng nagpapasalamat, wala nang estudyanteng, I'm not saying na ma-perfect nila yung exam. Hindi yun yung goal ko. Kahit kalahati na yung score mo, I'm not after with that. I'm after with the gaano karami yung natutunan instead of na napasa mo to or na perfect mo to. So ganun yung ano ko. Pag nakita kasi ng mga bata that you are very entertaining, you are very relatable, you are not predictable, of course, the reinforcement will be always there. Parang napapansin ko nga nung mga una, kasi we have 2 weeks or 4 weeks, nag-trial class kami, 2 beses kami trial class, parang 2 linggo plus another 2 weeks para to make sure that the students ma-reinforce sila and to get them totally ready for the mode of instruction, which is online platform. So ganun lang, parang pag nakikita kasi nila na masigla ka, of course, it's contagious. Ganun po yun. Yun yung term. If the teacher is not predictable, if the teacher is lively, if the teacher is motivating, if the teacher is catchy, of course, wala silang choice but parang mahuhook na sila sa iyo. Parang ganun yung feeling. Kahit nga sa gabi, di ba? Actually, hindi nga ako dapat sasagot ng mga questions nila pag gabi na. Kasi, di ba, parang hello, bigyan mo naman ako ng time for myself, me, myself, and I time. So, pero since the fire is still burning even at night, parang I need to answer them. I need to reply and say good night to them, sleep well. Pero minsan pag sobra ko na talagang nainis na ako, good night. So sabi lang, ay grabe si Sir, hindi mo lang sumagot sa tanong. But on Monday or the following day, I will explain in my class. Okay, ito yung sagot sa mga tanong. Para ma-realize nila na, hello, hindi ako Diyos. Ang Diyos nga nagpahinga, di ba? How much more with me na tao lang din ako na kagaya nila. Ganun. As
Uh,
simple as.
very, very well
Mm.
explained, sir. Very well explained. So, in accordance sa yung pandemic na ngayon na bihira lang tayo lumabas, sir. So, marami tayong nababalitaan na na may mga problema tungkol sa sarili, mental health. Yun.
Yes. Mm-mm.
So, yun. So, diniscuss natin before na gusto mo talagang pag-usapan ang pag-handle ng mental health. Tama ba, sir?
Yes, it's very sensitive and it's very what's this? A must talk about topic nowadays.
Kasi
Mm.
to be honest, hindi kami well-equipped na pag-aralan kung ano man ang mental health. Pero it's important to voice out the problems with mental health.
Yes. Kasi even if you are physically fit, if we can see someone that is kahit pa nag-gym ka dyan, pero you have internal struggles, so that's another story. That's another case.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
And you mentioned kanina na may mga ways ka na nag-cope up ka nung medyo naging stagnant ka dyan kasi 'di ba sir, may di tayo lumalabas. Yung
Yeah.
naging isolated muna tayo sa mga jobs natin.
Mm-mm-mm.
So, may tanong din dito na galing dun sa advisor namin si
Okay po.
Kenneth Mindahaw.
Okay.
Yung tanong niya is, how did you cope up with this kind of new normal?
Okay. So, since we have individual differences, of course, what I had experienced could help someone, even for a single soul. So, if could leads to numerous number of people, that's better. But if it will be helpful for a single one, I will be thankful. So, in my case, my coping mechanism is to engage myself with, of course, um, communicating via different apps with my relatives, with my colleagues, of course, with my students, because that's the best way to share, to get something from them, and they will learn something from you. Aside from that, you need to try something new. Why? Because if you keep on doing something that is repetitive, habitual, redundant on your part, you'll never know that you are killing yourself little by little. Not by what's this? The loss of blood, okay? But internally, I'm saying, 'di ba meron kasing pag 'di ba parang kaya nasasabi ko, 'di ba yung pag may curfew na parang pakiramdam ko, daig pa tayong nakatira sa tutok ng bundok even if we're living in an urbanized area. So parang sabi ko, "Lo, ang sobrang tahimik ng paligid para akong nasa gitna ng kagubatan, bakit ganito?" So parang yung process of adjustment kung ganong kabilis for me but for other people, sa kanila parang yung ilaw ng what's this candle, hinipan lang ng konti, parang katapusan na for some. But for me, it's not that way. So, meaning, the more na, di ba, we limit, of course, the freedom is just confined within our respective household. So, we are not that exposed and we are not the word used to or sanay sa ganitong scenario. So ang pinaka lang talaga is to, of course, the spiritual aspect. Of course, you have God within you. Kasi pag even if you have the material things, even if you have the fame, if the spiritual, kasi ako naman, it doesn't matter to what religion you are indulged or engaged. I'm not after with the religion, but I'm after with the you, between you and him, capital H. So for as long as you believe in him, you have him, of course, life will goes on. So ang choice lang naman natin is not to quit but to face and accept the reality. So yun yung hindi hindi balanse at pantay-pantay sa bawat tao yung impact ng pandemic. Some would say, kaya ko maging creative. Kahit nawalan ako ng trabaho, kaya ko maghanap buhay. Some would say, may trabaho ako pero kulang. Some would say, mag-apply ako, wala akong trabaho noon pero ngayon magtatrabaho na ako kasi kailangan na. So, parang iba-iba siya ng case-to-case basis. So, since roughly our population is 108 million, my personal experience may 108 million times different to other Filipino people, right? So, parang yung realization ko, maaari may kapareho, pero not exactly the same. Of course, we can relate. Of course, we can share. Of course, we can get insights from other people. But yan yung coping with mechanism, it will vary depending upon to the person. So case-to-case basis, depending upon how established you are, your character. Kaya nga, values na naman tayo. Diba? Kasi if you lose that foundation, the values I am referring, para siyang building, ayan yung kamay ko, parang if you lose, the foundation is weak, babagsak po talaga. So, instead, di ba nanghihina tayo? Instead of damdamin, you find ways how to overcome. Hindi yung dinaramdam mo, nahihirapan ka, ayoko nang makipag-usap, wala nang pag-asa. That's a sign of a loser. That's a sign of a quitter. So we are not designed by God in that way, but we are designed to conquer. We are designed to solve problems. We are designed to face reality. We are designed to speak up. We are designed to help one another. Kaya nga tao tayo, hindi tayo hayop. So parang nakakatawa pa nga minsan, yung hayop pa yung nag-uugaling tao, and then yung tao nag-uugaling hayop. So, it's a sad reality, but it's reality.
So, sir, yung sinabi niyo po kanina na parang yung pagiging stagnant ng isang tao, it kills the person nga, sabi niyo, sir, di ba?
Yeah.
So, actually nakita ko to na kapag wala kang nakitang pwedeng baguhin sa sarili mo, lalo na at this time, parang hindi ka nagpo-progress. Tama ba, sir?
Yes.
Actually, pinagkikwentuhan ko si KD syempre kasi lagi ko silang kausap ng mga tropa ko, lalo na nung pandemic. Tama nga. Lalo na pag nag-connect ka sa mga tao, parang babalik yung strength mo na parang ituloy yung buhay, di ba, sir?
Oh, kasi others might, di ba, yung stress nila, it could transferred or transmit to you, which added even your own stress. The stress from other people can be as a stressor for you. So maaring ikaw yung receiver. O di kaya, you will be the contributor of the stressor to others. So it could be both or the other way around. So parang ganun po.
Yun. Tama. And, eto i-share ko lang, sir, kasi
Yes.
na-share ko sa kanila kayo dito past few months na. Since bata pa ako, takot ako mag-bike.
Okay.
Takot ako mag-bike. At alam nila kayo diyan kasi lagi kong kinikwento yan, sir. Ngayong pandemic, sir, nakita ko na ba't ang daming nagba-bike ngayon. Like,
Na-traumatize ka?
Nalaman ko lang pala na napaka-vital ng biking ngayon.
Yes.
Kasi
it's part of the better normal.
Opo, yung better normal nga na sinasabi. So, pinilit ko sarili ko mag-bike kahit ano. Ako sa pag-bike kasi nung bata pa ako, lagi ako nasisemplang, nasusugatan. Takot ako masugatan.
Even if your greatest fear will lead to the like one, parang it will be converted or diverted, di ba? Parang may fear ka to ride a bicycle, how to use the bicycle. But since the demand nowadays, it's a need nowadays. So the only choice is to to learn how to use the bicycle, how to ride the bicycle.
Dati di talaga willing eh. Tapos nung nakita ko ba't ang dami beta?
Oo.
Nung kinukwentuhan ko siya about sa motor, ayan po.
Yes,
Tinanong
Kay.
niya kung saan ako natutong magmotor.
Mm-mm.
Sabi ko po, simula ako sa bike. So, doon niya
Mm-mm.
po nakuwento sa akin na hindi siya marunong bike. So,
Ah.
simula po nun, tinuturuan ko po siya. Yung parang binibigyan ko po siya ng mga tips.
Mm-mm.
Paano sumakay, ngayon.
Kasi riding a bicycle is the initial. Yan yung pinaka-basic before driving a motorcycle. Mm-mm.
Ayun,
So-
sabi niya po, pag nakabili na siya ng bike, papaturo ka agad po siya sa akin.
Excited siya.
Willing na
Buti
willing
na lang. Buti na lang ako, marunong ako since grade 1. Mm-mm. So that's good because you face your fear. You overcome, di ba? Parang kay sa lahat ng mga taong nakakaalam ng isa sa mga pinaka kinatatakutan mo, aba may himala, di ba? Di ba? Himala, nagbike.
Ang kailangan ko na lang i-face na fear is hindi ako matamaan ng sasakyan pag nagbabike.
Mm.
Yun na lang.
Of course, you're going to use the side lanes.
Opo.
Bicycle.
Lagi ako napapagewang sa napapagewang.
Pagitna.
Di ko maghawak.
Oo. You cannot move forward na straight yung path.
Opo. Pero ayun, share ko lang para may makinig dyan na 'di ba? Na gusto.
Yes, it's a good experience to share. Mm-hmm.
Kasi yun isa rin siya sa naging outlet ko that time na may pinagdadaanan ako. Na parang after ko natuto mag-bike, parang iba yung saya eh. Iba yung saya na natutunan na
yeah,
yes.
Because it's an accomplishment on your part.
Mm-hmm. So sige, yung next question is si KD na po ang magtatanong sa inyo. So,
okay.
Lead the way.
So, ito pala po, sir. Ang question na po ito ay galing sa prof po namin na si Sir Kirk Christian Escala.
Okay, hello po.
Ang sabi niya po is, as second parents ng mga bata, sa panahon ng new normal, paano mo magagampanan ang pagiging magulang sa kanila in terms of bullying, discrimination, and paano mo matutulungan ang mga bata sa mga anxiety nila and depression, especially high school students. Kasi po, nandyan po lahat, madalas nag-e-experience mga students. Ayun po ang tanong niya.
Okay, so number 1, it's serious. Number 2, it's rampant. Number 3, it's very now. Okay, so all boils down to mental health. And then how I can exercise my vital role as a parent surrogate to my students. So, of course, the establishment of values formation, values education, valuing. So doon po talaga pinakababagsak. Kasi if a certain student or learner cannot share and open freely or express himself at home, of course, he will look for a channel that he or she can open or can share. So if me, not just voluntarily, if they can open and share what's their struggles at home, even their personal experience, even their heartaches or disappointments in life, frustrations, I am here to listen instead of I am here to judge. So in my case, I will not let the student to make latag. Okay, the term latag ha. So you should do this. You should do this. I will not be a dictator. But instead, okay, these are the options. Okay, if you will do number 1, what do you think will happen to you? If you will choose the second option, Do you think your family will be happy? Do you think you can achieve your dreams in life? Or if you choose the last option, example lang yan um, you will be contented. Do you think you will have peace of mind? Do you think matutuwa yung nasa taas? So parang ibibigay mo sa kanya yung mga posibleng pwede niyang pagpilian. But as a teacher, as a second parent, I will not decide for their lives. Yes, excuse. Inom lang ko tubig.
Sige, sir.
Instead, parang naiiyak tuloy ako. Kasi parang yung question kasi it's very, what's this?
Really?
Yes. Kasi before, nung at the age 20, nagtuturo na ako. At the age 20, nagtuturo ako agad. So, yung, parang, dati ayoko nang tinatawag nila ako na tatay, ayoko nang tinatawag nila na ako papa or father. Kasi pakiramdam ko, no, 20 pa ako. You should not. Pero as years pass by, especially nowadays, parang, pag hindi nila ako tatawagin na ganun, parang, pakiramdam ko hindi ako nirespeto, hindi ako karespeto, parang may kulang. Which is not happening. Kasi pag nakikita ako ng bata, parang pakiramdam ko, parang mag-aagawan sila na makalapit sa'yo. At ikaw naman yung mag-iiwas, di ba? Kasi syempre, alam natin yung batas. It's okay to shake hands, but careful tayo sa mga ano. Kasi kahit nga syempre, pag hawak lang sa head, pag sabihin na binatukan sila, that's another case. So, excuse. Parang na ano lang ako, parang it's kasi at a young age, some parents are not aware with the different struggles that their child. Maybe they can supply all the material things, but the time, right? Parang kasama nila yung anak nila, pero na ibibigay nila lahat ng material things. They've been sending their children to a prestigious, respected schools, but then there's missing. Kasi the spelling of time is L-O-V-E, love. Yan yung totoong spelling ng, nabaliktad ko, sorry. So I will correct myself. Yung spelling ng love is T-I-M-E, time. Because how could you express love someone if you cannot spend quality time? So quality. Hindi ibig sabihin 24 hours kayong magkasama. It works, right? Some people na nakikita lang sila once a month, twice a year, but the relationship is working. But yung iba naman araw-araw magkasama pero they're chaotic, magulo, hindi 'di ba hindi nagkakaintindihan. So parang the relationship is pointless. So excuse. So parang ganoon din po yung nakikita ko sa nauubo ako pag naiiyak ako. Ganon din po yung nakikita ko sa mga estudyante. Because what I had experienced, kasi ako galing naman ako sa pamilyang hindi naman mahirap, hindi rin mayaman, pero I'll make sure na kaya pinapatunayan ko sa sarili ko na I live and stand even in the absence of my biological parents, but they're still alive in our province. So ayoko kasi yung parang even to your single need, parang aasa ka pa sa kanila, 'di ba? Pinag-aral ka na lahat-lahat pero gano'n. Parang yun yung gusto ko rin makita ng mga bata ngayon. Yung hirap din ng mga magulang. So parang parang yung mga magulang, I hope they will fully know their respective children, not just the na material needs, but of course they can simply anak, kumusta yung school? Hindi, pag ang sagot ng isang bata, okay, kabahan ka. Why? Kasi the word okay is, is not clear. It's not vivid. So, the answer should be, sa AP, nag-podcast kami. Sa science, may investigatory project kami. Ay, mama, masaya ako sa English namin. Nag-debate kami, nanalo kami. Iba yun sa pag ang sagot lang ng isang bata, okay. O yung sagot lang ng isang bata, mapapaisip ka. Parang pag tinanong ko yung mga bata, are you happy at home? Kaya pag may mga bata sa school na wala naman silang tutorial classes, may mga bata sa school na kahit may sundo na, ayaw pa rin lumabas ng gate. Bakit? Kasi doon ko nalaman na hindi sila masaya sa bahay nila. Mas masaya pa sila sa school. Parang napansin ko, parang mas they feel the family spirit in school compared to the respect. No offense to every single parents or guardians out there. But I am just sharing a certain experience. So I'm not generalizing, but I am just sharing. So it's not concluding, right? Okay, so parang naisip ko na, ay, ang dami palang posibleng makuhanan ng kwento. Kaya nga parang napapaisip ako, what if not just podcasting in the very soon, what if magsusulat ako? And then no need to, di ba, pwede namang mag-create ng character. Parang napaisip ko, I can come up with something. So maybe a Taglish output. Kasi para naman catchy siya sa in all. So sa lahat. So parang napapaisip ako na kasi ngayon mas maraming nagbabasa ngayon nowadays. Mas marami ngayong before kasi 'di ba, hindi ayaw nilang magbasa, boring. Ano 'yan, pang brainy lang 'yan. But nowadays, maraming nagbabasa because they want to learn more. They want to share more. They want to equip themselves farther. Kasi the more you explore, the greater chance of um improving yourselves. Kasi while we are still breathing and alive and kicking, of course, learning is always there with regardless of in what level of human growth of development we are. Walang bata, walang matanda sa larangan ng pagkatuto. So yun yung nakikita ko.
Correct, sir. Sir, to be honest kasi kami ni KD, di namin naiwasan ang mga bully nung times namin sa high school tsaka elementary.
Ako kasi in my part, never kong naranasang mabully. Why? I-share ko to Because if you're one of the achievers in the class, para kang tinatatakutan eh. Parang pakiramdam ko, hindi man ako ganong kalaki yung katawan, pero pag mataba utak mo, talo mo yung Manny Pacquiao sa klase nyo. Parang kaya mo silang i-knock out isang tanong lang. Parang yun yung feeling ko, even sa anong college ako, hindi ako takot. For example, di ba magbabayad ng tuition fee. Freshman pa ako niyan Sumingit yung mga junior educator student. Alam mo, ginawa ko. Excuse me, what's your course? Siyempre nakatingin sila sa akin, tinignan yung ID ko. A freshman. Okay, freshman. Ginawa ko. Freshman. Kayo, anong year level nyo? Third year. Okay. Ano course nyo? Education. Education. Alam mo, ang ginawa ko. Anong nakalagay doon sa harapan ng cashier? Please fall in line. Naka-red pa. Sabi ko, number 1, bulag. Number 2, walang utak. Number 3, walang pake. Or check kayo lahat. Ay, naku, nagtakbuhan sila sa likod. Kasi feeling ko, di ba, parang pagpalalampasin ko yun, ilan pa kaya yung pwede nilang gawa ng ganun pag hindi ko sila, if I will tolerate them doing that in front of me. Di ba? Parang sabi ko, ako nga, never ako sumingit sa mga nauna sa akin. Parang pag-iigib lang ng tubig. Parang, di ba, parang mga basic, parang hindi naman siya kailangan matutunan sa book. Parang yung nga gano'n, parang sabi ko nga sa ibang bata, may mga exams na di kailangan talaga ng talino. Common sense lang, maipapasa mo. Yes. Napapansin ko, di mo kailangan maging cum laude para maipasa mo yung board exam, bar exam na yan. Sometimes, gusto ni Lord na maibigay sa iyo yan. Sometimes, kasi ilang beses ka nang kumuha, expert ka na sa mga tanong. Okay. Sometimes, chamba. Pakiramdam ko may mga tao talagang kahit hindi laging pumapasok sa school, pero bakit take 1 lang sila sa board exam, di ba? May iba naman, araw-araw pumapasok, cum laude, o bakit bumabagsak? Kasi there is something missing within. So para siyang sa evolution, there's a missing link. Ganun lang. Parang may component inside you. kaya nga yung sinabi ko ay yung mental health, it's very essential. It's quite serious kasi even beauty queens nga in our country, konti lang po yung nag-promote ng advocacy about mental health. Why? Kasi pakiramdam nila it's a It's a nega platform. Malungkot, lifeless. Parang, 'di ba? But the reality is yung may isa ka lang tao na mapigilan sa, 'di ba, to hurt her or him, not to stop him or his life, 'di ba? Instead, to bounce back, 'di ba? Kasi what matters in life is how it doesn't matter how many times we fall down. What matters most is how we bounce back, how we get up from that, 'di ba? So yung pagbangon naman ang mahalaga, hindi naman ay 1,000 times ka nang nadapa, wala ka ng chance, 'di ba? Ang nagpapahinto sa pagkakataon is you and your choices in life. It's not the environment that stops you, but it's you, your choice. Kaya happiness is a choice.
True, sir.
Babagsak talaga doon.
Very true, very true. So, sir, para gumaan na ang usapan, usapan,
Yeah.
can you ask sir about our closing questions?
Okay.
So, ito po, galing po sa friend namin sa PNU. Ang tanong niya po is, have you been into the point of giving up on teaching or changing career? Ayun po ang tanong niya.
Okay, naku, baka maiyak na naman ako nito. So, actually, before I proceed to Valenzuela, so I work in Mindanao. I work there as a branch manager. So, obviously, I stopped teaching for a year. So, parang napansin ko yung sarili ko, may nagbago. Kasi maraming pera, parang ang dami mong kausap. It's not school, it's not parent, but you will be talking to different high-end individuals. So owner of resorts, hotels, so program manager from radio stations, TV stations to promote your products. Parang fast-paced when it comes to business world. So I'm not saying that it's low in the educational aspect, but I'm saying parang it's not me anymore. Parang kasi puro pera, pera, pera. Pag bumaba yung sales, agagalit, agagalit. Parang pag nasiraan ng sasakyan, yung product hindi ma-deliver, late na naman, di ba? Parang, hala, it's not me anymore. So parang nag-self-assess ako. Parang nanaginip rin ako, may mga boses sa mga bata. So parang, sir, I will answer this one. Sir, parang, I don't know if it's a conscience, but I believe it's a calling. Hoy, wake up, bumalik ka na, hindi ka dyan. So parang naisip ko, ay oo nga no. Pero nung bumalik ko sa pagtuturo, naisip ko, siguro kung nag-manager pa rin ako, may sasakyan na ako, may sarili na akong bahay. Parang sabi ko, parang there's a pros and cons. Parang, of course, at least I'm happy, I'm fulfilled. So parang na-compare ko, parang kasing walang fulfillment doon. Kasi parang siya parang passive yung happiness. Parang passing rather. Of course, you receive that high monetary, high financial, and then may driver ka, may service ka, may calling cards ka, di ba? 1 week, mag-seminar ka, attend ka seminar na 5-star hotel, which parang naisip ko, ay, parang hindi ko na-try nung teacher ako. Pero, in return, compared to that, mas naman sa sa pagtuturo. The keyword is rewarding. That is cannot be bought by any even billions, even golds and silver and platinum cannot attest to that. Kasi yung reward kasi sa teaching, since teachers affect eternity, right? Kapag nagturo ka ng mali sa isang bata, babaunin talaga nila yan. So parang ang pinaka-lesson ko lang sa mga student ko, tatanggapin ko if makalimutan niyo yung pangalan ko. Pero pag may natutunan kayo kahit isa at mabaon niyo sa hangga't nabubuhay kayo, magkapamilya kayo, then magiging masaya ako from a distance. Kasi nakikita ko, he or she learn from me. Parang, di ba? Kahit hindi, for example, kahit kaluluwa na lang, o di ba? Ay, may natutunan pala kahit paano. Diba? Makakangiti ka, hindi na, hala, grabe, kahit isa sa mga estudyante ko, wala man lang natutunan. Parang, anong ginawa ko, anong nangyari nung nabubuhay ako. So, parang ganun yung, you have to, establish a legacy that your learners or your clients will learn and apply. Kasi ang knowledge naman, nasa utak lang yan eh. But if you put that into practice, it will become wisdom. So, ganun po talaga.
Tama.
Sa lahat ng mga estudyante dyan, viewers, pahalagaan nyo ang mga guro nyo.
Okay.
Bilang isa, pangalawang magulang nyo. Kasi
So,
nagsasalita.
that's good.
Yeah, yan. So, pupunta na po tayo sa second question po. Galing po sa friend ulit po namin sa PNU. Sabi
Okay.
niya po is, what situation or experiences on teaching is the most memorable and happiest one? Panigurado sir, meron naman yan. Kasi 11 years na po kayo sa teaching industry.
Yes, sa akin naman kasi, ang pinakaano ko, yung mga unexpected ones. Kasi, sabi ko kasi sa mga bata, especially pag day one, especially, di ba, hindi pa ako, first encounter, di ba, first impression nila sa akin. Lagi ko talagang sinasabi, ginto yung luha ko. Parang kung sa isang taon, kung iiyak man ako ng isang beses, or dalawang beses, bihira lang talaga. Kaya karamihan sa kanila, for example, pag Teacher's Day, pinapalampas nila, walang greetings. Which hindi ako sanay kasi nung first 4 years ng pagtuturo ko, kahit birthday ko, Teacher's Day, or ano pa mga celebration, parang hindi nakakaligtaan. Pero may mga batch of students na parang sinasadya nila, papaiyakin natin itong advisor natin. So parang gumagano lang ako, okay lang, gumagano lang ako. Tapos parang may mga, sila, mga pakulo, which hindi ko naman alam na scripted or planned kasi ang galing nilang umarte. So, yun yung tumatak sa akin. So, I'm not after kung ano yung mga binigay o nabigay na. Ang tumatak sa akin yung mga nagpapaiyak sa akin, hindi nagpaiyak dahil mga pasaway sila. Nagpaiyak na moments kasi hindi ko talaga in-expect, di ba? Ano to? Kaya pala. Okay. So parang, akala ko hindi nyo na ako naalala. So parang, okay lang naman sa akin. A simple greeting na, Happy Teacher's Day, that's a million cost for me compared to any material thing. So parang, pag hindi lang ako binati, parang, grabe naman sila, insensitive. Parang, I'm not worthy. Parang, di ba? Hello. Kasi kahit nga ako, ikaw anak, kumusta yung araw mo? May problema ka ba? Ako nga, binabati ko sila. Tapos, grabe, hindi man lang nila ako na. So, parang yun yung tumatak talaga sa akin. Kasi sanay ako ng Ako kasi buwabati ako. Ganun.
Ayun talaga sir. Marami rin talaga. Pero sa inyo talagang tumatak sa inyo po yung biglaan.
Oo. Kasi, the more unpredictable and the more unexpected, parang it will last sa memory mo. Doon ako after. Parang hindi ako doon sa yung malakas na tawanan. Hindi ako, because of my personality, kasi hindi ako yung palangiti. Pero doon ako sa kasi bihira rin ako umiyak. Pero pag napaiyak ako, parang, anong meron? Ba't umiyak ako? Parang doon ako parang mabuhusan ako ng malamig at mainit at the same time. Kasi napaiyak ako. Kasi bihira lang po talaga.
Kasi yung iba pong memorable moments ng ibang teacher, yung mga events, tapos specific students, mga ganun ho. So, ayun po. So, ano naman po, come up with the next question. Galing po ulit kay Sir Kenneth ho.
Okay.
So, para po sa inyo, what is the best learning that you get from this pandemic that you will use in your future teachings?
Okay, the best learning, um, being adaptive, adaptability. Kasi um, no one prepares for this. No one
Yeah.
expected this. Okay, but since it happened rather. The only option, the best option is to adapt. We cannot resist, we cannot avoid, we cannot give up, but we can face and we can win over this battle. Mhm.
Kasi po ngayon kasi ibang teachers na bigla ho. Eh, kalagitnaan ng school, bigla po magsususpend ng classes due to the virus.
Yes, kasi it's very health is wealth. Mm.
Opo. So, sa question po ulit ni Sir Kenneth, next
Yes.
nung ano, parang karuktong po ng question is, how will you deal with your students who are suffering from distant learning? Kasi ngayon po, walang transportasyon.
Yeah.
Even me po, ang school ko po is sa Manila pa, pero taga Laguna pa ho ako.
Oh, so it's quite far.
Opo, isa ngayon po,
Mm-mm.
bawal masyado po yung transportation kasi social distancing, mga ganun, 1 meter apart.
Mm-mm.
May iba naman
Mm-mm.
pong lugar is walang transport kasi po tumigil po sila. Ngayon,
Walang pasada, yes.
nahirapan rin po yung students.
Mm. Okay, since I'm handling privileged children, so ang PR issue usually is the internet connection. Kasi even if they avail high postpaid plans, still the internet service provider is the main source of the connectivity problem. So it doesn't mean that you have a 300 Mbps or what so uh, Mbps na ano yung mga value na yan. So for as long as the internet service provider is poor yung ano service nila, still we are facing. But of course, since in our case, MWF for synchronous and also for Tuesday, Thursday for asynchronous. So it's not that we spend only 5.5 hours per section. So it's not good, it's not healthy to spend 8 hours on the net. So ganun po yung practice namin. And then every 2 weeks, nagro-rotate yung mga subjects. Ganun.
So, sir, itong question na to is maganda para sa mga graduating students or mga naging students yun na, sa mga alumni, mga ganun, no? So, ito po ang question. What kind of legacy do you want to leave as a teacher?
Okay. So, parang sa lahat ng tanong, parang dyan ako nahirapan. Hindi yung umiyak. Mahirap umiyak ka, pero parang nahirapan ako dyan. So, how should I attack that question in a simple manner? So, hindi naman siguro kailangan ng philosophical dyan, logical. So, baba lang tayo sa basic sa buhay. What I want other people to remember and learn from me as a teacher or as an educator, never stop learning and always explore what you can do. Never stop learning, always explore what you can do. Why? Because you'll never know up to what extent you can influence others. Parang hindi mo, the influence is immeasurable. Hindi po siya nabibilang, hindi po siya nasusukat. But, regardless the quantity, for as long as the quality is not sacrificed, that matters me the most. Parang pag may kahit man lang may nakita, kaya nga sinabi ko kanina, pag kahit for example, lumisan ako sa mundo na to, pag may nakita akong isang estudyante ko dati na natuto sa akin, na na-apply niya sa buhay niya, parang hindi ako nagsisi na naging guro ako. Okay. So parang isa lang yun ha. So parang regardless sa number. So parang gusto ko lang maalala na the material things are temporary. What should be prioritized? Relationships over the material things. Why? Kasi the family is always there for you. Yung kaibigan, barkada, pwedeng mawala yan sa'yo. Pero the family, of course, the values that you've learned at home, the values that you've learned from school, and from other people that influence you to be a better version of you, yun. And all the principles that you stand for, yun. You have to advocate. You have to, kasi dati parang, how can I help others aside from learning, aside from education? I'm not rich. How can I be impactful to the society with my contribution in the four corners of the classroom? So, noon, parang ano lang siya sa akin, parang baka sa libro, basa-basa din pag may time. But, na-discover ko hindi talaga lahat sa book sa tutunan. And also, do not, parang ayoko ng yung mga bookish, yung laging nagre-rely sa book. Although I'm a wide reader. Kasi ilalagay mo yan dito eh. Pero what this can do and yung mga paa mo kung saan ka dadalhin, I hope it will lead to a right path and for the brighter future. So, di ba, kasi no one naman prepares for failure, no one aims for disappointments, but it will come along our way. So, by preparing as early as now, of course, we can face tomorrow with flying colors. So, ibig sabihin ng flying colors na yan na sinasabi ko, not the awards, not the accomplishment, not the medals, but you can stand independently and present yourself as best version. So parang, ba't hindi mo kayang magsalita in front of other people? Ba't hindi mo kayang i-pursue what you believe in for as long as wala kang inapakang karapatan, wala kang nilabag na batas, wala kang sinasaktang tao, then chase for your dreams. Ganun lang naman. For as long as you are contributing to the society. Yun kasi yung bottom line eh. It's not just that you are shaping yourself. Of course, it's important, but did I contribute even a single thing to the society? So parang may naibigay ba ako? May naiambag ba ako sa lipunan? So parang ganun lang. Mm-mm.
Ang ganda na sagot ni Sir Tol sa gusto niyang maiwan na legacy, na gusto niyang makita sa iba na parang naigagamit ang pagturo niya kahit makalimutan na siya ng mga estudyante niya.
Yes, makalimutan man ikaw how I look like, makalimutan na yung pangalan ko, matanggap ko yan. Pero may matutunan man lang sila kahit isa at ma-apply nila, then I'll be grateful. Parang ako pa yung magpasalamat kahit hindi na nila ako marinig. Parang ganon.
Ano yun? May sinasabi si KD?
Yes?
Kaya sa mga viewers natin dyan, pahalagaan nyo talaga ang mga teachers nyo. Kasi sila rin ang magbubuhat sa inyo paangat. Hindi lang bilang magulang, hindi. Buhat rin nila kayo para sa mga inyong mga pangarap.
So, thank you for that in behalf of the teachers. So, I hope for the viewers, to the watchers of this podcast, I hope you will realize and see the value of every single teacher. Even if it's they're not your teachers or teacher, for as long as you show respect. Kasi para sa akin naman kasi ang respect is not imposed. It is gained. So, di mo naman kailangan na, hoy, respeto niyo ako. Parang makita mo lang siya, alam mo na, di ba? Yung hindi yung kailangan pa talagang ipamukha, uy, nandito ako, umayos ka dyan. So, parang hindi naman ganun eh. Hindi siya ganun.
Kumbaga, kung ano yung pinapakita ng teacher sa estudyante.
Yes, it will reflect. Para ka lang mananalamin. Parang ganun nga turo ko sa advisory ko. As your class advisor, parang kayo yung salamin ko. Parang marami kayo pero isang salamin lang kayo para sa akin. So I'm not saying na they are less of me. I'm saying na parang kung anong mangyari sa iyo, mananagot ako sa inyo. Kung anong mangyari sa akin, parang may impact din sa inyo. Hello, advisor nila. Hello, estudyante niya. Parang it's a symbiotic effect. It's mutual. So ganun din po. Ganun din po outside in the real world. Yung society sa iyo and of course you to the society in return.
Ayun, sir. So, di naman to question, pero to close the fourth episode, what advice ang gusto nyong sabihin sa mga nagte-take up ng education ngayon?
Okay. So, a simple question yet a little bit harder to answer. Simple lang siya pakinggan pero the longer the time that I'm thinking to express my answer, to respond to it, parang mahirap siya. Okay.
Sabi sa'yo, sir, magaganda mga tanong namin eh.
Yeah. So thank you for the art of questioning. I really appreciate. So, what can I advise to them following our steps? Of course, I believe that hindi nila kami kayang pantayan. So I'm not saying we are better than them or they are better than us. But I'm saying kaya nila kaming higitan. So yun yung lagi kong paniniwala. Please, students, do not aim that you will be Sir Brian someday. Because we believe na you can be more than Sir Brian. So yun yung lagi kong turo sa kanila. Hindi ko na, I will be like Sir Brian, good in history, good in economics, good in math. No. But what we expect from you is you will serve the country. Maybe one from this class will be the president of this country. Diba? So, the values must be kasi parang di ko kailangan namang sobrang talinong pangulo ng Pilipinas. Ang gusto ko may puso para sa bawat Pilipino. The heart to serve the country. Hindi the most brilliant mind to serve the country. It's not. But the heart. Of course, the intellectual is also important. It's also an ingredient to lead the country. But kung wala ka ring heart to serve, parang galit-galit lahat. So parang you're not approachable, you're not friendly, you're not happy with your presidency to lead the country. Kasi the youth are the hope of our country, di ba? So sila yung mga future leaders. So as early as now, it's very essential that we educators, we take this opportunity to shape them holistically, so in all aspects. Because the ultimate aim of education in my case is to shape the totality of a person. Totality talaga. So, ibig sabihin, kabuuan. Walang aspeto ng pagkatao na there's no aspect of a person that will be left behind. But all of the aspects are very essential for you to be holistically equipped. Ganun po talaga.
So, with that, sir, this episode, maraming salamat po, Sir Brian, for guesting sa fourth episode of Staying Alive podcast.
Okay, so I will also thank this opportunity for letting me. And I hope there is more to come. I'm excited with School Hack. So, isa din po yan sa pinakagusto ko. Kasi, since it involves technology, so I hope I can also share what I have gained and learned from the courses, from the seminars I've been through.
Yes,
Very soon.
Oh,
Very soon. I hope I can share.
yes, and sana nga in the future matupad natin 'yan.
Mm-mm.
Kasi may mga academics din kaming inasikaso.
Yes. Okay. So I'm also praying and hoping that you keep the positive outlook in life. You keep that. You continue riding the bicycle, learning that for because it's, di ba? Diyan pa lang may natutunan ako. Okay. Mayroon pa na pwedeng ma-overcome pa ng mga fears. So it's good, di ba? So na-realize ko, okay, pwede pala. So even to KD, okay, di ba? I really appreciate the questions you've raised from different sources. So parang parang may medyo mabigat on my part professionally and personally. Meron namang medyo magaan at katamtaman. So I really appreciate the varieties of questions. So I will also thank for those who contribute questions. Please continue to share also your expertise in all areas because each one of us has a responsibility to help one another, even in a single small things, because we'll never know how long or to where the influence we can give to other people. So yun lang.
So with that, we formally close this episode, sir. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
KD, can you say goodbye, and Sir Brian, can you say goodbye to the viewers and listeners?
Okay, so ako muna mauna. So thank you to the two of you and even to kay Mon, tama ba na wala siya? So alam ko makikita niya to. So I really appreciate your effort, the three of you. And also to those who contributed questions, and of course to the future listeners of this podcast. I hope you've learned something from me. Okay, so with that, sana mabaon niyo po sa pang-araw-araw niyong pamumuhay.
KD.
So thank you and keep learning, everyone. Thank you.
KD.
So, ayun po. Magsa-shoutout muna po ako. Sina-shoutout ko nga pala po si Sir Kurt Christian Escala and kay Sir Jim Igbuhay po. Napag-utusan na po ako, sir.
Okay.
Napag-utusan po ako for that question. And
Okay.
shoutout na rin po kay Mika Reyes, kay Realin Labay na, and kay Sir Kenneth Mindao.
Okay, hello to all.
So yun, we thank you all for contributing your questions kay Sir Brian para masagutan with his expertise on his 11 years of teaching.
Thank you.
Once again, sir,
Yes.
gusto ko po sabihin sa inyo, happy belated, happy Teacher's Day po sa inyo.
Okay, ayan na. Ayan na naman siya, unexpected. So thank you. Thank you. Kasi parang siya kasi parang siguro malapit ka talaga sa mga teachers mo kasi parang I see some of my students like you. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Kasi parang pakiramdam ko kasi yung isang greeting galing sa isang tao, parang it cost $1 million on my part. Thank you.
So with that, we're done. We're done with the episode.